I'm a farmer, Brunswick, Maine. I farm here at Crystal Spring Farm. We've been certified organic vegetable growers here for the last 20 years. The primary thing that we're really struggling with right now as farmers is the variability in our weather, and most specifically the variability in rainfall. So for centuries, farmers survived here and grew great crops without irrigation, which is a system to add water to your crops. In the last few years, we've found that we've needed to use more and more irrigation, and primarily what's happening is that we're noticing in the center of our growing season, the period of dryness is getting longer and longer. So instead of being a few weeks in July, that dry period begins in June and runs all the way till September now. When are things going to level out? Are they going to level out? You know, what is the hottest point? What is the windiest point? What is the driest point? Because as a farmer, I'm always trying to plan how to get there, how to keep my plants going during that period.
My name is Leila Bannon. I use she, her pronouns, and I grew up on Crystal Spring Farm in Brunswick. I've noticed really strong and sustained winds. High winds create a variety of issues for farming and plants in general. It creates increased air pollution with dust in the air, and it also is just harder for plants to survive in those harsh conditions. I think growing up on the farm and seeing it evolve year to year and seeing the weather change and the conditions change, it makes me wonder if it continues to get more and more extreme after each year, how will the farm have to adapt to create solutions that we haven't thought of yet?
Leila's been noticing a lot of wind around the farm, and I've been dealing with drought, and those two things really work together. So the wind comes through and dries out the soil and means that we need to add more water through irrigation. And trying to think of the solutions to those two problems together, I think, are going to be really important. We work with researchers. So the University of Maine has a whole climate department. We work with them, and we are taking part in a project with a group called the Xerces Society, which promotes beneficial insects and invertebrates in all ecologies. And so we're working with them to pick which species we might put in some windbreaks in the field, so that in addition to stopping the wind, we can also get some good insects in the middle of our fields and keep balancing things out.
If you don't make the observations that things around you and systems around you are changing, then you can't find the solutions and create the solutions that are effective.
There's an old saying that the farmer's footsteps are the best fertilizer, and it doesn't mean that there's actually fertilizer on your feet, but it means the best thing you can do to your farm, as opposed to adding fertilizer or something else, is to actually just walk around and see what's going on. And that's where you really make good decisions about how to keep your farm healthy.
Anyone can make observations. It's really just a matter of looking around and seeing subjects or things that you care about or that matter to you, and noticing how they change and shift in the world.